I'm trying to answer some of the questions which people have asked people have commented. I did one video on dopamine, saying how do you get your dopamine. So dopamine is largely about building. Let's take a very simple example. If you are trying to accumulate money to buy a 5,000 rupee product, and you're adding 100, 25 rupees, 50 rupees, 75 rupees slowly to reach that 5,000. Every time you count that money, there is some dopamine coming, so that when you buy that 5,000 rupee product, for you it's a fantastic achievement. Now if you are a person who has a lot of money, who is just going and swiping a card and buying that 5,000 rupee item, the dopamine is not so high, right? So on that, somebody has commented saying that's why Friday evenings is full of happiness than the Sunday morning or the Monday morning. Preparing for the holidays is more enjoyable than the holidays itself. Absolutely true, because you sit and think this is what will happen, this is what will happen, this is what will happen. Largely we overbuild our expectations. For example, when I go into the forest on a 3-day trip, I hope to see some 10 tigers, which is wrong, right? It's a wrong expectation. Or I come into the market to expect to get 24% return. I may get a 24% once in a while, but to expect 24% every year is wrong. You have to expect only 10-11%, and that too, if your luck is bad, you may get something like -1%. That's also possible. So dopamine can be caused by not just by getting the returns, but the expectation and the journey, all that is also important. Actual story, you introduce risk is the system when you take orders from whimsical people. You don't have a choice. When you're in employment, you take orders from whimsical people. If you don't want to take orders from whimsical people, you go off on your own, which has its own risk. So I wouldn't worry too much about risk taking from whimsical people, because you're taking risk with somebody else's money. You're taking a career risk, that's about all, but you're not taking a capital risk. Whereas in your own business, you're taking capital risk. Very nice video, very nice analogy, an excellent session. I think that was about dopamine. Marketplace gives you dopamine when the market. So this guy said the market gives me dopamine when the market is down, I buy. Very good way of looking at it. That was good morning. Thanks, धन्यवाद, excellent. Then somebody saying आप कहना क्या चाहते हो. Sometimes it's difficult for people to understand what I'm trying to say. For example, I did 2 stories, one on Kumbhakarna. When Kumbhakarna tells Ravana, you should have asked me before you brought Sita here. No point in asking me after you have done the event, right? So similarly, even the ability to spot risk, the risk in this golden stag case came. Sita could not see the risk of wanting a deer, and she told Rama, I want it and I want to take it for Kaushalya. So the marketing was completed. I want you to get that deer for me, which I want to take and give it to your mother. So right, so very difficult for Ram to say I won't go and get it. Lakshmana actually says this is Maricha, and Maricha has killed a lot of people. Rama then justifies saying, oh, even if it is Maricha, I have to kill him, right? So if you know it is a danger, why would you still go? But he went. So this again brings us to another old saying, that Vinasha Kale Viparita Buddhi. That's what happened to Sita and Ram and Lakshman, because otherwise Lakshman wouldn't have left. Lakshman would have just gone, stepped into the forest a little bit and waited there, right? Well, he went in search of Ram, and that's what happened. So ability to spot risk from where it comes. Everybody was taking a risk. Sita was taking a risk, Lakshmana was taking a risk, Rama was taking a risk, and you see how the whole thing happened. So these were obviously examples from Ramayana. We can draw similar examples even from Mahabharata. So somebody says no need to talk about the nationality of a virus. To me, it's a Chinese virus. You don't like it, bad luck. Sir, I've been watching videos, you're extremely different. Yeah, that is one thing I would like to accept, that my videos are very different. It is not about what share to buy, what mutual fund to buy, what to do. Yeah, little crib about investment advisors don't understand tax, and chartered accountants don't do investment advising. So that combination which is needed, all that cribbing may be there, but yes, my videos are different, and thank you for that observation. Can you share one more thing? Somebody wants to look at my portfolio. It won't serve any purpose for you. right? So a lot of my portfolio was built in 1986, 87 when they had just started earning. After that, I've just added on to the same shares. So it doesn't help you, and I've told you in the past that I have Colgate, I have HUL, I have Nestle, I have Cummins, I have Siemens, I have Carborundum Universal, EID Perry, HDFC Limited, HDFC Bank, Reliance, and this is what it is, and I keep adding to some of them. So recently I bought Zomato, I've got, Zomato and Indigo I've been adding for the last 2-3 years whenever Zomato was available. So now I'm nicely in the money because I started buying at 57 or something, so I'm obviously in the money in that. But beyond that, my portfolio is dull and boring. Supreme Industries, what will you know, what will you do knowing that I have Supreme Industries bought in 1988? The question is, do you have the guts to go and buy it now? Do I have the guts to go and buy it now, same quantity or which I already have? Maybe no. So there's no great use in knowing other people's portfolio. Build your own portfolio. This is a good session, very informative. How to calculate the retirement corpus needed? How much inflation should I assume? Look, if you are a young person, let's say you are 22 years of age or you're 25 years of age, I'm very happy that you're thinking about your retirement, but you don't have to do anything now. Just think of it as a big, huge figure. Just think of you need 10 crores for retirement, and it is very intimidating. You will reach there. There is no doubt about that. A little bit of the market performance and a little bit of inflation will help you reach there. But at least start aiming at a 10 crore portfolio. So by the time you're 34, 33, 35, maybe 40, you realize that you have reached 3 crores. You know that you have to reach another 7 crores. You will be able to estimate your requirement for your own old age, beyond your age of say 65 or something like that, only by the time you're 60. You can't estimate it. You can estimate it when you're 55. You may be right or wrong, but at 60 you might be able to say, okay, next 5 years I need so much of cash. At 65 you may be able to say, okay, next 7 years or 5 years I need so much of cash. Your own past experience, how the market has performed, inflation, the advice that you get, all this combination will help you do that. So don't worry too much about a 30-year far away. Like if you've got a child who is just born and you're planning for that child's education, you don't have to worry whether the child will do law, do CA, do medicine. You prepare for medicine, which is the most expensive one. If she, instead of doing medicine, if she decides to do law, then obviously you save a lot of money. Instead of law, if she decides to do CA, you save even more money, especially if her academics is good, right? So don't worry too much about how much money you need. Just go ahead, start investing sensibly, look after the money, and you will reach that goal. And the goal will be more fairly obvious. Here is your goal, you're far away. As you come closer to the goal, you will see the goal better, right? So as simple as that. I generally watch your videos. Can I get your email? So that this is another question asking me whether I will do any advisory work. I don't do advisory work. I do advisory work for friends, saying, look, this is what you should have done, that's what you shouldn't have done. But many of my friends, typically friends are, they come to me after they have done the event. They have invested in some 5 mutual funds here and there at random without them being able to understand what it is, and they come to me and say, can you make sense of this? It's like, trying to talk to a 3-month-old or a 4-month-old kid. You can't understand the gibberish. So you ask the mother, what is this gibberish? And very few mothers, mothers then turn around and say, look, I understand as much as you do. I don't understand this gibberish. As and when she grows up and she's older and she talks, we will all try to understand. So no, I can't really do any great amount because I'm not registered myself as an RIA. I'm bearish in a bull market, and I struggle to spend despite being financially free at 56. See, it's not a question of what happens to you at 56. What happened to you from 0 to 20, especially more important, maybe 0 to 10. If your parents fought about money, you will be insecure. If your parents were comfortable with money, you would be comfortable. For me, comfort came from the fact that I had to just tell my dad, look, dad, I need 200 rupees, I'm taking it from your purse. And he said yes, right? That's how it was. So for me, I always thought money is available, you have to just ask and you will get it. That is the way me and my sister were brought up. It may not be true for others. So your own financial imprint, the wire in your brain that happened from the age of 0 to 10 is very, very, very critical. and 10 to 20 is also very important, because this is the time when your peers are putting pressure on you to buy things which maybe your parents couldn't have afforded. So it's also important to see all that which is impacting you, right? The candid nature of your videos were interesting or refreshing, right? Thank you. Yeah, I think I've run out of, I mean, people say good, great, excellent. That does not really, there's nothing much to say. Thanks a lot, thanks a lot, thanks a lot, thanks a lot for all those people who are seeing the videos and commenting. Thanks a lot for people who are not commenting, because one day I'm sure you will also comment. So, thank you.